Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, on the MMA Cave. And at this time, we've kind of shuffled the chairs around a little bit. Jay's now moved over to my right, and to my left, of course, the great Kru Alin from the House of Champions gym, and he's joined as well by Adrian Wooley, professional mixed martial arts fighter and head wrestling trainer. Great pedigree for both of you guys. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks very much.
Alin, we want to start off with you. The Kru Alin's House of Champions gym has had some great success as of late. Shane Campbell, I think we ought to rename him the belt collector. He's been everywhere around the world. He's got more belts than I think just about anybody in the sport between both mixed martial arts and K1. You've got all sorts of great fighters coming out of your camp. You've worked with Josh Hill, you've worked with Adrian Wooley, you've worked with Mukai Moromo. What has really been the key for the House of Champions and the great success you guys have enjoyed?
Well, first of all, my gym was called Iron Tiger Muay Thai for many, many years. And we were doing a lot of Thai boxing, kickboxing, and compete all over the world with our fighters, the guys you just named, and a lot more. And you know, one day we had Adrian Wooley walk into the gym. He was getting ready for his TKO early fights, and you know, I started getting involved into MMA through him and through Claude Patrick. And you know, we changed the name into House of Champions MMA lately, and thanks to all my students involved into the MMA, I learned a lot about the sport of MMA, and we are very involved in it. And you know, this is where we are today. You know, we have a lot of fighters coming through our gyms to do their camps, to train. We have a lot of new people that come in to learn the ABC of MMA as well. So I'm proud of what we do. I'm very happy with where we are, and I'm looking forward to see what the future has to bring for our gym and for the sport in Hamilton.
Now, when it comes to the training these fighters, how do you feel about the recent drop of the Score fighting series by Rogers?
Very sad. You know, the Score was the biggest promotion in Ontario for the last 2 years, and it's sad for the sport. They come to Hamilton and they promote a lot of shows here, and you know, the hometown kids got to fight in front of their families. Because for years and years we travel always with Adrian and with all the other fighters to other provinces, and we always were fight on hostile territory. We always got, they bring us in to lose, but you know, the fighters become tough because of that reason, and with the Score coming to Ontario promoting good shows, good quality shows, you know, the kids got the opportunity to fight at home in front of their family and friends, and it was great for the sport. And it's a sad day for the sport that they stopped promoting.
Absolutely. I know, Adrian, you were looking at a comeback fight into the Score fighting series as they're moving on down the road. I had the great pleasure to call your last MMA fight against David Bo Harris, a fight I personally, even at the announce table at the time, said you got robbed in on the decision. Are you still looking to make the comeback into MMA, and when can we look to see you perhaps back in the cage under the tutelage of Kru?
Hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, unfortunately, I lost that fight to Bo Harris, another tough guy. I was coming off of another loss, another close split decision to Nick Mamalis, another tough guy.
Another fight you got robbed in my estimation, but
you know, it's two split decisions. It's tough to come back from, you know. But yeah, I want to jump back to the cage, obviously, as soon as possible. It's just trying to find someone that I announced a long time ago that I was going to go to 125, and trying to get fights in Canada at 125 is tough to do. And there's some guys out there that say they are, you know, the top guys at 125, and I welcome the challenge. You know, hey, I'll put your name and your record and my name and my record against you, and I'd like to jump back in there. But it's like I said, it's tough to do, and with the Score series, you know, disappearing, takes away that that spot for people that are in Canada and Ontario to, you know, leap to the next level. And I think with that disappearance, it's going to hurt a lot of Ontario people. It's going to hurt a lot of Canadian people, like Jordan Mean. Obviously got another launch from there, put him into Strike Force, and came back from Strike Force, and now he's in the UFC. So it's going to hurt fighters like that and guys that are just starting out.
Now, you've been working under Kru at the House of Champions MMA. What's it like to be able to still be able to compete in a coach's role to some of the young talent that is rising in Ontario?
You know, it's fun. I don't mind wearing a couple different hats. You know, I can be the coach, I can be the athlete. Sometimes feel like I'm Reg Dunlop there. I can play or coach, but it's great. And there's so many young, talented guys that are coming out of House of Champions. You've got 14-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids that are learning, you know, the basics in Muay Thai that are super talented, and then they switch in and do the wrestling class with me too. So for me, it's just exciting that I can be just a part of that, you know, step forward for them to get their foot in the door and start learning this great sport of mixed martial arts, and or just staying strictly traditional Muay Thai. And for me, it's like I said, it's just exciting. And I'm just glad I can be a part of that.
Alin, one question I really wanted to ask you is, we're talking about training guys like Adrian and training guys like Josh Hill, training guys like Shane Campbell. When you take somebody like Adrian, who is a wrestling expert, one of the best wrestlers in the lighter weight classes in mixed martial arts, and then you take somebody like Shane Campbell, who is an amazing K1 striker, kickboxing striker, what is the difference when you work into their training camps? How do you work that differently from Adrian's strengths to Shane's strengths?
Well, depends. We're talking about MMA, of course. You have to. The first step is to assess where the fighter is and what the goal is. If your goal is, to land 50 good punches in a round or 20 per good fight, so depends where you're gonna, where you are and where you want to be. You have to set yourself realistic goals. We know Adrian is not going to kick nobody in the head, but we know he's going to land some good takedowns and some good punches. And so we have to work on those things, sport-specific training for each athlete. Every body style, every style is different. Adrian is a fighter that always comes forward. Shane is a fighter that's going to let you come forward and try to counter. So we have to work around that, and you have to work on developing new skills, of course, every fight. If you watch Adrian's fights from the beginning to the last fight, his stand-up improve every fight and become better at. He's doing great kicks now, punches. He's unpredictable. And next fight, I promise you, he will be a better striker than he was ever in all his fights together. So that's what it takes. It depends on the fighter, depends where you want to take him to, and what you want to show, and the opponent who you fight is very important too. A guy that's going to try to take you down the whole fight, you have a different strategy than a guy that's going to stand up with you, is going to trade. So.
Now, when it comes to, you've developed this Muay Thai camp, and then you've certainly transitioned with some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a little bit. You've transitioned with wrestling with Adrian Wooley, and I know that you had Josh Hill at one point doing some submission wrestling there as well. What's it been like as a gym owner, as a businessman, to see your gym such a bigger, widespread for all these people who come in?
I always say that mixed martial arts is one of the greatest sports in the world. It's the fastest growing sport. And it's nice to see the kids experiences all the martial arts from the beginning. The sport in the beginning, somebody come from jiu-jitsu, some guy was from Thai boxing, some wrestling. But now the new breed, the people that are learning, they come today and join our gym. They're going to learn the right first step in Thai boxing, striking, the right steps in wrestling from Coach Adrian. And we have jiu-jitsu, we have submission too. It's not the strongest in our gym, but I believe that a good striker with good base in wrestling is going to do good in MMA. And I love jiu-jitsu, I love the sport, I love everything, and that's where we are.
Guys, just before we go, running out of time here, we want to let you guys have the chance to promote the gym on the air. Tell us where the gym is, what kind of classes we can look forward to. Adrian, give us the rundown for the wrestling program real quick as well, and we want to get as many people out and into the House of Champions gym as we can.
Thank you very much. The gym is in Stony Creek. We've been there for many years. It's on Barton Street. Everybody's welcome to come try a free class and try the environment and see if it's a fit for themselves. And we have great classes. We have women's classes, we have kickboxing classes, Muay Thai classes, we have the MMA, then we have the wrestling program with Adrian, which I'm very proud of, and it's very successful. If you want to talk a little bit.
Yeah, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock is a wrestling class. Men, women, children, we cater to all people, all sizes, all skills. So they get an outstanding workout, but they also walk away with a little bit of wrestling fundamentals, and the more experienced guys stay for another hour or so after, and we work on their pro stuff as well for their pro MMA careers. So.
Excellent.
That's so great, guys. We want to thank you so much for coming on. We want to wish you all the best of success with the House of Champions. And of course, Adrian, we can't wait to see you back in the cage very soon. We're of course going to be there wherever you go to make sure that we get some interviews with you before and after you step back into the cage. We're in your corner 100%.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that's it for this episode of the MMA Cave.